Hey guys, just want to bring some updates on some stuff going on around the gym. First of all, this Monday, Labor Day, we will only have a 7:30 a.m. and 8:30 a.m. group class, nothing else the rest of the day. September 24th, we have a gymnastics and skills seminar. We're bringing in a special guest coach, Shelly Eddington. She's a multiple times CrossFit Games athlete, and she was a CrossFit Games Masters champion in 2016. In her area, she's great at everything, but her area of specialty is gymnastics. So she's going to do a 2-hour clinic with us, working on things like pull-ups, toes to bar, handstand work, handstand push-ups, handstand walking, double unders, and skills and drills and progressions to break those things down into simpler, more attainable movements and get you to being able to do the more complex movements. Several of us did this clinic with her several years ago at another gym that isn't around anymore, but she did a clinic there and it was super helpful. She's a great teacher. She believes that anyone can attain these movements, which I love, and it'll be a really good 2-hour session with her. She will also leave you with those specific skills and drills and progressions to work on, so homework and videos even to go along with it that you can work on. And the good times to work on that would be like before a class, after a class, come 10, 15 minutes early, stay 5, 10, 15 minutes after class, do it at the end of a class where maybe there's some time for cooling and stretching, cooling down and stretching out, and you could work on these drills. Also, that 8 to 9 a.m. hour when we don't have a group class, sometimes we have personal training, and I don't want people like doing their own whole separate full-on workouts, but I would welcome you to come during that time and do some skills and drills and some of these progressions that you're going to learn. So that hour is free if you would like to come in and work on some of those things on your own. Anyway, that will be a great time, and I'm looking forward to having Shelly here. It is limited to 10 participants. If we need to add a second session, we will, but right now we just have that 8:45 to 10:45 a.m. session. Save your spot at a link that is we have it in SugarWOD. If you go to that date in the members app, like you would register for a class, it's in there. It's on Facebook. You do need to actually register to save your spot. We'll see how that shakes out as far as if we have to add another class. Minimum of 5, maximum of 10. We'll see how it shakes out. Okay. Finally, we have October 1st, which is our 2-year anniversary of being physically open here at this location, and we're going to have a party. Please RSVP so we know how much food to provide. We'll provide food and drink. It'll be a good time. We'll hang out, do maybe some awards. I don't know. We'll see. It'll be fun. So please RSVP for that. Okay. The theme of our programming in September is metabolic conditioning. And what we're going to do over the next few months is work our way up the theoretical hierarchy of the development of an athlete, which if you think of like the food pyramid, okay, the base of that pyramid is nutrition. You need to fuel your body properly. The next level up is metabolic conditioning. Okay, so this is like the order that you should prioritize as far as developing your fitness. Nutrition, metabolic conditioning, so how does your body process the fuel that you're feeding it with your nutrition and turn that into energy. Then gymnastics, so can you move your body, just your own body weight around, your body through space. Then weightlifting and throwing, so moving external objects, external load, and then sport at the very tip of the pyramid. And it's theoretical, but that's something Greg Glassman came up with that he suggested is the order of priority that we should work on to achieve optimal fitness. Not that you don't work on all of them at the same time, but it's like make sure your nutrition is in order, make sure you're working on your metabolic conditioning, then gymnastics, then weightlifting, and then sport. So metabolic conditioning, I'm not going to go super into the weeds on this, but really quick, there's just 3 metabolic pathways. And the first one is phosphogenic, which is like quick bursts of energy, like 100% efforts, like a 1 rep max back squat or any lift, or 1 rep max box jump for height, or a 100 meter sprint, something that's 30 seconds or less, and you're going 100%. The glycolytic pathway is like that 30-second to 2-minute range, where it's a little more sustainable than a 1-rep max effort. It might feel more like a 70-75% effort, something you can sustain a little longer, but not much longer than 2 minutes. Some classic examples would be like a 400-meter run or a 500-meter row. And this is the pathway that we live in a lot as CrossFit athletes. A lot of our workouts, even though they last longer than 2 minutes, end up being like interval workouts. Even if there's not a prescribed rest period, it still is going to operate like an interval workout, because you can't just keep moving with a barbell for over 2 minutes straight. So you're going to have to put it down and rest. So there's these natural rests built in there, so you can keep resting and then returning to that glycolytic state, 70-75% effort type of state. Then oxidative is more like a longer endurance effort. Maybe not literally something you could sustain forever, but something that you can sustain for a long time, more than 2 minutes. Think like a long run or a long row, where you're just moving at more of like what I would call an infinity pace. And it's not that you can ever only operate in one of those pathways, but there are times when one is more emphasized or more utilized than the other. So what does that mean? If you didn't know that, you probably wouldn't notice any difference in our programming this month. It's just going to be quintessential CrossFit workouts, couplets, triplets, chippers, heavy days, mixed modality workouts. But just pay attention to how these different efforts feel, like a 1-rep max day, or a day when maybe there's some sprinting in the workout and you're engaging that 100% or close to it type of effort for a really quick burst. And then days where it's more glycolytic, which is most days, and then days where maybe it's a little more oxidative, like if we have a longer run or something like that. The idea is we want to develop capacity in all of them, and focusing on more that glycolytic and phosphogenic increases your ability to be aerobic, which is the oxidative pathway. But the interesting thing is that the opposite is not true. Operating in that aerobic arena, oxidative, long endurance efforts does not have a positive or nearly as much of a positive effect on your anaerobic efforts of your heavier lifts, your resistance training, and the glycolytic kind of mixed modality and interval work. So that's why a lot of CrossFit workouts are lean toward that shorter, sharper, more intense efforts, because it improves everything. Anyway, I'm going to link some articles, some videos you could watch if you're a nerd like me and you like to dive deeper into that stuff and understand why we do what we do. I'm going to leave you with that. I'll add some links below. If you guys need help with anything regarding your fitness, your nutrition, life, let us know. We're here for you. We want to help you get the absolute most you can out of being a member of this gym and pursuing fitness for life. We're here for you. Talk soon.